Okay, first step on inspecting a nerve is going to be make sure the documentation is in place. It's kept up here. We have the cards, the registration, BHH card, lodging card, registration, and any other information they might need. Every IRV has an accident report that must be on the IRV unless it's being filled out. When that information is gathered, it's written down on the standard format, including the last 8 digits of the vehicle identification number and the current odometer reading. If there's any other documentation, it comes along and we make notes of it as it is. The next step is to simply turn every light on, check the backup alarm, the horn, voice communications. The radio works. I just heard a transmission. Every IRV has a GPS and a uniquely assigned cell phone. Must be on the IRV unless the IRV driver's away and they take it with them. It's kept in a red bag with instructions. All the IRVs have an atlas for the United States and a book that identifies all hotels and motels that will accept Red Cross payment plans for their stay in the night. This is all written down and notes are made of it. I'm now going to take a quick look around the top to see if there's any damage or staining. Quick look on the floor for the same thing. Some no smoking sign must be in place. The AM/FM radio must work. This one does because I drove it up here. I know that. And that about takes care of a very brief visit to the front end of this vehicle. Now we'll take a walk around. Headlights are on. The clearance lights are on. Floodlights on the passenger side. Floodlights on the rear. The flashers, which are activated when the vehicle stopped. Travel lights are on. Floodlights are on. That takes care of the outside. Inside, we have a switch that turns on all the interior lights. They can all be controlled individually. That switch is either front or back. Taking a quick look in here, you can see it's bright and shiny because it's brand new. Cambros are in place and held together and in place with clips. 3 here, 3 there. Each IRV comes with 2 drink Cambros. It used to be 6, now 2. What you see on the floor here is the material that they wanted in these IRVs before they were sent to their next assignment, whatever that may be. Checking the air conditioning to make sure it works. In here kept the spare cargo straps, the 100-foot extension cord, and the jumper cables that every IRV must have. Outside tool locker holds a toolbox which has a variety of handy-dandy items where minor repairs and adjustment can be made. Each IRV has to have a set of 3 roadside triangles in case they break down. On the other side, the battery compartment, where we have the engine batteries and we have the deep cell batteries which operate the lighting in the back when the engine stopped. These are all charged while the engine is running. Spare tire compartment has a spare tire and a lug wrench. Drivers are not permitted to change a tire, but if they have that tool available, whoever comes can do it. Okay. Back into the front, we're going to take a look at all the outside to see, look for scratches. That's dirt, dents of any kind, and anything that looks out of the ordinary. Sometimes these get chipped and peeled, occasionally. Oftentimes This side of the ERV will remain very, very clear. The other side will become scratched. This side gets scratched. There's none on this because it hasn't been used, because the tendency is to drive to where the people are, and oftentimes there's trees in the way, so you'll find a bunch of hints of scratches. Sometimes you'll find real dents and tears from trees broken down, depending on where they are when it happens. It's expected. There's no real bad news if it happens. If you drive into a tree, that's one issue. But if it's just a scratch, then that's not a problem at all. It'll happen to every ERV. Every ERV has them. We're checking the tires. This is called the crossfire unit. As long as it's in the yellow, it means that it's at the correct pressure. As the temperature goes up, it'll turn red after you drive a while. The crossfire will donate 10 pounds of air to a tire that's flat, and then not donate any more, so that you won't be having two flats at the same time, but it'll keep both tires stable while you're driving. 65 pounds of air in the front tires. Sometimes they put too much in, sometimes they don't put enough, but all these should be checked by the ERV driver before they go anywhere. The purpose of the inspection is to make sure the vehicle is safe to operate by anybody. All lights should be functioning, including turn signals, anything else. That's what they're there for. If they are not functioning, they must be made to function before it will be deployed or released. The interior is to make sure that everybody knows where everything is, standard locations for a lot of items, and to make sure that every ERV has the same starting equipment, no matter where they are or what they're doing. It's a national standard. There's lots of other stuff that goes with this, but if you want a thumbnail sketch, you have it.